everybody, and welcome to our first session of Candlekeep Mysteries. We find ourselves overlooking the massive fortress library of Candlekeep, and the Great Keep never fails to take one's breath away. It stands in a volcanic crag 100 or so feet from the coastline, a flat-topped spur of rough stone out in the middle of a surging sea. Imagine, if you can, the top of this crag hemmed in entirely by a tall wall. This wall is interrupted by several towers all the way around, and it encloses a large space from which even more of these same towers rise. Those who have seen this vista from high above have said that it looks nothing so much like a cake decorated with too many candles. From the center, the largest and thickest tower of Candlekeep rises. If the other towers are well-wrought branches and blossoms, then this surely is the bole of the tree. Strong, massive, and rising well above the perimeter structures, about the central keep is a garden that spirals in rising steps. Most folk who visit Candlekeep see this structure only from the courtyard east of it, where the facilities for arriving scholars lie. Those lucky enough to enter the library proper, such as yourselves, do so by passing around and up through the green spaces to the keep's main door. Many adventurers live and work within the walls of Candlekeep, going about tasks and fulfilling missions for avowed of all ranks, from perilous rescue attempts into the Underdark and deadly artifact recovery missions into the Nine Hells, to more mundane tasks like scouring rodent infestations from far-flung corners of the library. The scholars of Candlekeep have a great need for adventuring groups willing to risk life and limb for coin or for any other cause. So let's go ahead and get our first look at the Fortress Library. Candlekeep is run and operated by the Avowed, a group of scholars chosen from the best minds from throughout Faerun. The Avowed are overseen by the Keeper of Tomes. Currently, the current Keeper of Tomes is one Janusi, and he is the highest-ranking Avowed and the Governor of Candlekeep. The Keeper of Tomes assigns other Avowed to important roles, such as the First Reader, who is in charge of acquiring unique works, the 8 Great Readers, 8 scholars hand-chosen by the Keeper, each of them an expert in their respective fields. You then have the Master Readers, who oversee the scholars and scribes in their day-to-day activities. Then you have the Chanters, the devout followers of a certain prophecy. They chant this prophecy day and night, never letting the chant end, and these are handpicked from the devout of the keep. A few notable locations that you guys would be pretty familiar with over on the eastern portion of the keep. You have the Court of Air, the large central area, pretty bare, fully cobblestoned over, just an expansive, empty space for people to wander around, study, and read. You then have the Pillars of Pedagogy up here. This is where seekers, those who come to Candlekeep specifically to research things but don't plan on staying for extended periods of time, the pillars are where they would go to gain access to books that they wouldn't necessarily be able to access otherwise. Avowed bring books to them from the main library, check them out, and they remain the Pillars of Pedagogy, only being removed to go to the House of the Binder, where they can be copied. Other places of note around here would be the Hearth, a lively tavern with an eclectic group of people that call it their favorite tavern in the Sword Coast. You have the House of Rest, which is essentially what it sounds like. It is the boarding house of the area. Those are the main ones. We'll go through a lot more different locations throughout the Castle of Candlekeep as we adventure on, but those are the ones that are going to be important for today. Now, back to all of you. You all are a newer team in service to Candlekeep, and most of your time has been spent assisting with mundane clerical tasks within the Great Keep while you wait for an assignment fit for your abilities. Assignments like the one you all recently completed about a 10-day ago, which saw you successfully uncover the mystery of the missing sage Matrius. He had found himself trapped inside an extra-dimensional mansion, sequestered away in one of the great library's study halls. After rescuing the sage, you all found yourselves trapped inside of that very same mansion, but through sharp wit and sharper blades, you found your way out and back into Candlekeep. And although Matrius had met an untimely end at the hands of a stowaway, you all dealt with that stowaway, and your first mission for Candlekeep was a success. Having proven your worth to the sages of Candlekeep, you now wait for a new assignment worthy of your talents. It's been a particularly slow week, and today you all find yourselves in your private study room, within the Pillars of Pedagogy. Your group has been tasked with sorting through the most recent batch of scrolls and books and manuscripts presented at the Emerald Gate. The price of admission to this great library is the donation of a work of writing not already in the keep's possession, and there is never any shortage of sorting to do. So that is where we are going to meet with all of you here.
So we're sorting through the slush pile.
You
Yay.
are indeed sorting through the slush pile. So, as we meet with you all here in this rather spacious sorting room, this little private office that's been allowed to you all, let's go ahead and see who we're meeting. Releve, why don't you tell us about your character?
Okay. Releve is a bard, and she tends to favor wind instruments. The first thing you notice about Releve is she is not human. As an air genasi, she has often been described as stormy, from the gray-blue hue of her skin to her silvery curls to her thundercloud eyes. She stands at a sturdy 5'8", and any visible skin is marked with white and blue birthmarks, distinct like a tiger's stripes. She walks as if there is a gentle breeze blowing around her at all times. Her voice is usually soft and echoing, like a little whisper, but Releve has been known to have a temper, and when she's in a mood, her tone rumbles like thunder. Releve.
Fantastic. And Adso, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Okay, Adzo Dicto Secundus. Tall, dark, and thin, with a penchant for dressing like royalty, or just fancy even. I guess the one thing you'd notice from talking with him for an extended period of time is he's often easily distractible. Sometimes doesn't quite finish sentences or make the words making so well, or sometimes forgets what time it is. But like we can't have it all. Like infinite cosmic power and knowledge, and barely any grasp of what time of day it is.
All right, fantastic. And Alistair, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hello, I am Alistair. Y'all have known me for a few weeks now. I like to change shapes like y'all change clothes. Or at least the ones of y'all who do change clothes. Most of y'all know that I'm a warlock. I have a friend, lives on the plane of Earth. He lets me hide in this little bottle and shows off his little crystal amulet bottle around his neck. Let's see, I think Aelith is the most beautiful creature that has ever lived. I've never seen a dragon before. I'd really love to one day. You're amazing.
Wow.
And if we're going to be studying these books, this form just isn't going to work. And at that point, they change into basically Gandalf. And you see Alizorax in front of you.
Okay.
And
you have a token for Alizorax.
Can I just drag it onto the board?
You can.
It won't let me that I can tell.
Interesting. Yeah, you should just be able to drag it on
I click on it and it brings it up, but it doesn't let me drag it. Oh, there I am. Okay. And I shall read this book.
All
Good
right.
thing I didn't pick fire, Genasi, huh? You shall not pass.
Or burn the whole library. Does this library have like fire insurance or anything?
The library is quite secure. But Lucky, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself for us?
Well, I'm rogue tabaxi, and I just keep to myself a lot, and I don't know, that's about it.
All right, good stuff. And Aleph, why don't you introduce your character for us?
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, Aleph is he's a gem dragonborn. He has a vibrant, violent, or violet, excuse me, almost glassy skin, and with kind of hints of gold claws. He's pretty striking looking. What you would know about him is that he is just barely reaching adulthood for a dragonborn, so he is 14 3/4. So he is basically, he showed up at Candlekeep, and you all know this because he's probably told you a bunch of times. He basically showed up on the doorsteps of Candlekeep as an egg and was taken in and has basically lived here his whole life. So he is super kind of sheltered, super excited to now be on an adventuring party. He is kind of socially awkward. He's got that teenage energy / dumbness about him a little bit. And he's always kind of got his eyes tuned to the stars. He's kind of he takes after his adopted father, who is a astrologer, if in a burgeoning field of astrology that is, whatever that equivalent is in Faerun. So he's a bit of a dreamer, a bit of a scatterbrain maybe, and maybe a little bit annoying. We'll see. But yeah, that is him.
Okay. And last but certainly not least, Uskar. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Uskar Frostbeard is from Grim.
Gauntlgrim, yeah.
Gauntlgrim, thank you. He was there he lives there as an investigator, and he was most recently before coming here, investigating the murder of one of the smiths in town's children. While doing the investigation on that, he ended up disappearing for a couple of weeks, then showed up at Candlekeep with no memory. So he's kind of here looking to see what's going on. Obviously something brought him here. He is a 4'3" mountain dwarf. He's more interested in the truth than anything else. Doesn't really believe in the magics, the religions, or any of that superstitious crap. He thinks that just using your cunning mind will solve most things, so...
Alright. So, you all find yourselves in this study room in the Pillars of Pedagogy, and just another pretty average day of sorting through the many books the library accepts into its halls every day. So, what kind of books that you're searching for, what kind of things would catch your guys' eye? If anyone wants to talk about the certain types of things they'd be watching out for as you search through these books, to aid in your own researches.
Uskar would be looking for anything news, more like current news or stories of weird, strange deaths.
Okay.
Anything related to space-time, and I guess how the weave connects with it.
Okay.
And Alizorax would definitely be keeping an eye out for stuff dealing with the elemental or infernal planes, but has gained a new fascination for dragons as well, so that's the new shiny object.
Releve is looking for any information on Jinn.
Wow, we got like really weirdly synergistic party backgrounds going on.
Right.
Yeah.
Aleph is right now he's looking at a book on like a biology book on plant life in the jungle. He's fascinated. He's never really been to the jungle before. And he's also captivated by Lucky, who he thinks is the most like intriguing thing ever, because he's he just wants to know him, and so he's like just casually trying to make his way, just to be near him. Like, he thinks he's really cool.
Scar sees this and is just gonna kind of move away awkwardly.
Releve is putting a glass of water on the table near Lucky to see what happens.
Lucky knocks it off the table.
I knew it.
It's
Okay,
hilarious.
so can everybody that is looking through their books please roll an investigation check for me?
Finally have a character good at that.
Wow.
Okay.
I don't think the Dragonborn can read.
I'm just so distracted by Lucky's spooky demeanor.
Alizorax is like staring off at the wall and like flipping through a book that he's not even looking at.
I forgot how to read for a sec.
We're preoccupied with something else.
Yeah, just shunted my brain to the future.
Oof.
Just like, this is a slush pile. It just eats away at your intelligence.
So Uskar, as you're going through the information here, you do find a journal belonging to another investigator, somebody who used to live and work in the city of Waterdeep. Not too much description given on the individual, but a gnome by the name of Salamanga, famous investigator of Waterdeep. You find his notes, and it does glean some insight into potential techniques that you might be able to apply to your own investigation. And so, as you're all kind of just flipping through these books very, very absent-mindedly, not really paying too much attention to all of them, Adso and Alizorax, you both notice a name on the cover of one of the books that kind of jumps out towards you. It's the name Mazfroth. You both recognize this name as somebody of great renown in the magical community, with extraordinary advances in many different fields of magic, including interactions with the weave and the source of all worldly magic.
What's this? And I reach out and grab the book. It is Adso that was also looking at this one, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, probably. I would probably notice it, but it probably would have taken me like 5 seconds to process that.
So Alizorax, as you reach out and grab that book, you notice that it's very poorly bound, and while the name draws interest, the book itself looks rather shabby, and it almost appears to be more of a journal than anything else.
Ooh, that looks like red rot right there.
That is interesting looking. Does Candlekeep take in journals?
Oscar is actually reading a collection of notes that could be called a journal. But yeah, from what you guys have seen, the Avowed of Candlekeep take in all kinds of different writings at the Emerald Door. You've even seen somebody bring a recipe written on a piece of paper and I use that to gain admittance.
The new recipe.
I guess
Wasn't in the archives yet.
Guess his digressions were enough. Take a peek through it, but careful to hold the spine as you open it.
Take a sniff.
It smells old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The tannins have begun to like decompose.
Blow off a little of the dust and carefully open the cover.
So as you open it, the cover is worn from time and from use. The first page is elegantly written. Very, very much, a whole lot of care went into making sure that front page just looked fantastic. But as you go on, that does not apply to the rest of the book's contents. The handwriting is messy and hasty, as though Mazfroth couldn't write their thoughts down fast enough. Furthermore, the book's pages don't all match, indicating that more pages were added as were necessary. The book's stitching is haphazard, and it looks like it could come undone at any moment.
Okay.
The experts over in the bindery need to give a little care to this one.
Is there like a house conservator, or do all the satellite libraries have their own little conservators?
The House of Binding is a place to rebind damaged books, as well as a place to have books copied. So, Alizorax.
So you said the first page was fancier and like well written, and then other stuff was added in.
Yes, the first page looks like a lot of time and care was taken into making it look really pretty, but then after that, that time and care just completely disappears, and it's mostly scribbles and rants.
Quick scanning, can you tell anything about the topic of the book, or is it completely random?
The topics are varied, but do seem to centralize around the workings of magic and how people interact with those workings. Why don't you go ahead and make an investigation check or a straight intelligence check, whichever you prefer.
I'll do a straight intelligence. That's just as bad.
Okay. So, Alizorax, as you're going through the book, you do notice that there is a lot of topics on magic, but you're having a hard time figuring out exactly what they all are. You'll be reading one page that's talking about the weave and the interdependency of mortal beings and the weave of magic. Then the very next page is about Malar, the god of the hunt, and lycanthropy, and just completely off topic from the page before. And then the very next page is all about demon lords of the abyss, Baphomet, Demigorgon, Graz, Jublix, all those guys, and just very difficult to get to latch on to the stream of consciousness that's on those pages.
Oh, a
And
man
so
after my
I
own
think
heart.
you might want to take a look at this. You're much more studious than I.
Yeah, I know the minds of madmen and mad scientists. I can vibe with this. Okay.
Yeah, go
Another
make an investigation check, yeah.
Okay.
Can you guys tell what kind of checks we're going to be making a lot in this game?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Might have made an error in character growth.
No, it's fine.
Well, we'll get to the part where the other skills will be necessary soon, I promise. So Adso, as you go through that book, you're kind of able to piece together the little pieces and notice that some of the thoughts start on one page and then continue on to other pages farther down the line. So the idea is to kind of see which topics you're interested in and then just find all the different spots in the book that he wrote on those topics and then bring those together into a coherent stream of thought. And the first thing that you find out is he has a rather insightful essay scattered among the pages about the weave of magic. And he basically asserts that all magic depends on the weave, an interface between casters and raw magic that is governed by Mystra, the goddess of magic, or the god of magic. Arcane spellcasters access the weave directly, while divine spellcasters are granted access to it by their deities and ideals. Damage to the weave can cause unimaginable destruction, as was evidenced by the spell plague of 1385 DR, the Year of Blue Fire. Now, Adso.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Oh no, it was just gonna make a comment of like, okay, so common knowledge.
So, Adso, as you're going through that book, kind of flipping through, finding some more interesting things, you begin to read about the demon lords and all of that good stuff, when on the page, as you flip past the demon lords to just some random stream of consciousness pages, an eye opens on the book, and it begins to look around and look towards you.
Oh, that can't be good. Oh god.
And then another eye opens on the page next to it. And
Can I
then
throw
they
the book?
both swoop towards you. You throw the book?
Yep.
As you throw the book across the room, Adso, it stops midair over the table, about 4 feet from the top of the table, and stops and just turns and rotates around, and you guys can all see those eyes on the pages of the book looking around towards you. The eyes begin to turn this strange greenish color, and the entirety of the book begins to spin in the air until it is a floating green mass in the center of the room. You hear each and every one of you in your mind a strange, gravelly, almost insectoid little voice saying, "So hungry!"
Absolutely.
And we're going to
not.
roll initiative.
Fun times.
Saw that coming.
Yeah.
In case anybody couldn't notice, when I got tired of looking at books, I changed back to my Alistair half-elf form.
Okay.
I was not worried. I put the little whatchamacallit above the O and it's not updating on my token. Oh, there we go, I can fix it. See? There we go.
Alright, DM, I couldn't figure out how to get the Alizar token off of the board completely.
Where is it?
I mean, not the Alistair, the Alizorax. I drug him off to the side.
Oh, that's perfectly fine. You can just
Okay.
you can just hang out over there.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. Relevant. As you see this book turn into not book anymore, turning its ectoplasmic face around towards you, what do you do?
Back up. And I'm going to cast Sleep at it.
Okay. So Releve, as you begin your incantation, strumming a few notes on your instrument, unfortunately there is no effect on this creature.
Cool, guys, I'm out.
Whoops. See?
Oh no,
Okay.
what's the range on that? Is that gonna hit us instead?
I think it's I could pick a creature, don't I?
Is it not creatures?
Creatures within 20 feet of the points.
You choose. That's everybody.
Oh, well,
we can allow a little bit of a retcon if you want to there, Releve.
cool. I'm just gonna whip a book at it then.
go ahead and make a weapon attack.
What would that be?
It would be, since you're throwing a book, it would be a D20 plus your dexterity modifier, no proficiency unless you're somehow proficient in slinging books.
Alright, D20 plus my dex mod, which is a 2.
So a 21 to hit this thing with a book. So you watch Releve kind of begin playing and then realize maybe sleep not so great, and then instead just pick up the nearby book and fling it at this thing, and it smacks it squarely. Releve, roll a d4. Alright.
It was a book on improvised weapons.
Nice.
Lovely.
Okay. Lucky, you're up.
Alright, I'm going to attack it with my dagger.
Okay. 18 hits.
Where's your sneak? No, you don't have.
I don't
Well,
have
you're
it.
You're swashbuck. No, you're not yet. Never mind. You don't have it yet. My bad.
All right.
Yep.
Okay. So,
I can disengage, right? Without risking.
do you have cutting action yet?
Mm-mm.
No, that's a second level.
Well, we are second level.
So you do
Oh
have
yeah, I do have cunning action. Oh,
So yes,
sure.
you can use a bonus action to disengage.
Alright,
Alright. Okay, so you all see Lucky lash out with a dagger that you don't even really realize he had until it was out and stabbing at this thing, and then definitely duck away and slink back into one of the corners. And it takes 7 points of piercing. Adso, what would you like to do?
Okay. Well, might as well attack it. So let's hex it first. And then I'm just gonna move away and throw a firebolt. 19 hit.
19 does in fact hit.
Okay, 15 damage.
Nice. Okay. So this thing erupts into a small gout of flame. You can all still hear it shouting in your head in that high-pitched insect-like voice. It's starving, needs to feed, food. As it takes 15 points. Good stuff. So,
I asked what it eats.
Adso, as you attempt to communicate back to it, it turns towards you. If the thing could say to turn, but it rotates in the air until it's pointing towards you, and says, "Life!" and charges.
Okay. Oh shit! Why attacking the wizard? Fun times.
Ooh, Adso, it is a 19 to hit.
Yeah. Yeah, that hits.
Adso, you take 12 necrotic, and I need you to succeed on a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh my god.
Okay. Constitution save.
Yep. Fantastic. So this thing lashes out with these strange, almost pseudopod-like things, but they appear to be more ethereal, almost ectoplasmic, as they latch onto you, and you can feel your life force draining away from you. You can feel that life force draining away from you, and you begin to get exhausted, but you do manage to push through and keep your wits about you and keep your strength about you. Aleph, sorry. What would you like to do?
It's cool. We're still figuring this out. All right, it's my turn. Aleph is going to reach a clawed hand out. I've always wanted to try this. And is going to shoot a guiding bolt at it.
12 strikes it cleanly.
Yes! Oh, wait. There we go.
Wow. Okay.
I don't know why it said all my spell slots are taken. That's about it. We'll figure that out.
Okay. Okay.
It's good damage. Goodness.
Yeah, good damage. Alright. Strikes it squarely in the back, and it begins rotating in the air. You can see it moving more sluggishly, having a hard time keeping itself afloat as it kind of dips down as it's moving around. Alistair, you're up.
Alistair will go, scary thing, scary thing, die! And we'll cast Hex on it. And then fire off an blue shimmery eldritch blast at it.
13 hits.
So 8 points of force, 2 points of bludgeoning, and the 6 points of necrotic from the hex.
Fantastic.
Wow.
Okay, so
And that's it for me.
awesome. Okay, the energy strikes it, and you see it beginning to lose its mass, lose its solidity. Pieces of it kind of dropping away onto the ground, forming into almost pieces, things that look like almost pieces of paper, as if it's kind of unsure whether it should be what it is now or go back to being a book. Things were easier then.
Be a book, please.
Scar puts the journal he was reading down and stands up and grabs his battle axe, leaves the shield he was carrying right next to the chair, and he's gonna walk right over to him. And he's going to do a two-handed attack on the back of him. Oh my goodness!
Oof.
Oh no.
Womp womp.
Womp womp indeed. You see Uskar swing at his battle axe at this thing hovering in the air before him, and it just kind of spasmodically moves out of the way. Not intentionally trying to dodge, but just got super lucky. Anything else from Uskar?
I can do.
All right, Releve, you're up.
All right. I'm going to step forward because I'm not a wimp. I was just startled earlier. And I'm going to cast Dissonant Whisper.
All right. Wisdom save. It does fail. So, as Releve approaches and begins this incantation, you see it begin to shake, and you see the strange ectoplasmic being begin to shake and shudder until it just shakes itself completely apart and drops down onto the ground. A writhing little mass of green ooze on the ground that slowly just loses its motion and loses its ability to move around and just becomes a little glob of goop on the ground.
Does anyone know where the dustpan is?
Drag.
That's so. Are you okay?
I am soon about to be what future awaits us all. My life on this plane will be like the dust in the stars. Someone heal me.
I know nothing of this healing. I'm gonna go back to reading.
I can help. He leaps over the table and casts Healing Word on you.
Oh, you're a good dragon. You are? Who's a good dragon? Who's a good dragon?
I'm gonna take a big step back again.
Yeah, Uskar at that point's rolling his eyes.
Wow, 4.
Sorry, it's not really.
Is there anything left
Forte.
from the book, or did it all turn into this thing that
It
wanted to eat
is
Adso?
a puddle of green goop on the ground.
So no book anymore. Just
So-
Anyone want to
goo.
touch it?
What exactly did you do to make the book mad at you?
I read about the demon stuff.
Demons aren't good. Do any of us know what that was? I don't.
It's
Is this what they
dead,
call
that's
a
what it
mimic?
is.
I'm clawing at it with my claws. The puddle.
I believe people call that snot.
It certainly does have that consistency.
Mimics turn into snot after they die.
Adsel, the door behind you bursts open.
Oh, hi there.
There is
I hope you
a
brought Kleenex.
there is a small halfling woman standing there outside of the door, and she's got a little bag with a cookie in it, and she's like, "What is going on in here?"
Slush tried to eat
Almost
us.
put hex on her, and
Okay, so the slush tried to eat us, and the slush became slush. Literally.
The book tried to eat you?
look, we were
Yeah.
looking at.
She tried to eat him in particular. She's
You
gonna
see-
point at Ados.
She rolls her eyes. You have met this particular person before. This is Sprig Summerfoot. She is the avowed adjutant in charge of this particular floor of the pillars. She would have brought you all of these books and set you to this task, as well as several other people on this floor. And as you say that the book tried to eat you, she's like, not another one.
Another one?
Is this a thing now? I would have liked to have been warned.
Does this happen often?
She comes
all the
in,
time?
and she looks at the pile of ectoplasm on the ground. She says, "That's the third one this week." And then she just looks at it and taps it with her toe and eats a cookie.
Can I have a cookie?
Of course, here. And she hands the bag to you.
Has anybody been hurt other than Adso?
Oh yes. Nobody's died though, so that's good.
Yay!
Do
Is
we
this
know who
something
brought
we
this
should have been
book
warned
in?
about?
I mean, this sounds like something I might want to do if I was trying to bring down the library.
He goes, oh well, forgeries make their way in. Not all the time, but it happens. Most of them aren't as dangerous as this, though. We usually are pretty good about checking, but these things seem to be some pretty strong magic. I think someone called them a game Watson.
A game Watson? Who's it, Watson?
Exactly.
Okay, what was that?
Can I do a history check on that?
Sure. Okay. The word rings the tiniest of little bells in the back of your head, but it's very obscure magic that produces a game Watson. So
is this like a curse or something? I don't
no,
quite remember.
Not a curse, just a simple magically created changeling type of thing. And she kicks it again and eats another cookie. So strange. Very, very strange.
Can I have one of those?
You're like, oh, of course, and she hands the bag over to you.
Thank you.
Yum.
There's something you're not telling us.
There's lots of things I'm not telling you. Why would I tell you everything?
Yeah.
That's fair.
You live here. You should know that.
No, yeah, that's the third one this week.
Yeah, third one this week.
Is there anything in common between the books that came in? Did they come from the same person, same town?
Yeah, what's his name?
Same topic?
Yeah. Which book was it?
Max Froth's Mighty Digressions.
Max Froth's Mighty Digressions, indeed. That would make it the third book to transform into an ectoplasmic monster this 10-day. Very strange. Somebody should really look into that.
Well, I guess this is a quest for the D
team.
team.
Library might want us to do.
So, are you volunteering? I was gonna go ask the gardener, but you guys seem totally fine for it.
The gardener? What's the gardener know about any of this?
Well, it's green.
Surely there's a record of who brought this book in.
Oh yes, we keep detailed records of everyone that brings them in. Let's see, Mazfroth's. Mazfroth's was brought in by. She pulls out a little parchment and starts going through it a bit. Mazfroth was brought in by Yalarian High Scroll. He's still here, actually. He's down at the house of rest right now. And the other one was brought in by Valor. Ooh, she was none too happy when she found out that her book was a fake. She's still working over by the hearth. I think she's reshingling to make up for the lost value of the book.
Maybe we want to go talk to them?
Who's the third person?
Somebody really should go talk to them. Oh, the third one left Candlekeep a while ago, but he is vouched for by the keeper, so I doubt he did anything.
I just squint my eyes and be like, suspicious.
She looks at you. Is it too bright in here? Do we need to lower the light? Looking around.
Is there any light in here?
Oh yeah, it's well lit by a continual flame in sconces around the walls.
Could you post those two names in the chat?
Absolutely. Valor and Yalarian High Scroll.
Val and Yale.
Valor
That's the one who
and
brought in this book,
Yularium.
right? Or was it Eularium brought this one in, right?
Yeah, Yularium brought this one in, and then Valor, let's see, which book did she bring in? The Dark Hunger is the one that Valor brought in.
The Dark Hunger.
The
that
Dark
I think
Hunger.
goes right along with what this thing tried to do and say.
Yeah.
Interesting coincidence. Still just
More stuff about demons?
Well, I believe that the Dark Hunger is about Hadar, that ancient space being.
Oh, spice! Okay. Cool.
Is she really this indifferent, or is she just like putting on a happy face?
I think they've seen shit. Probably. This is a slush pile. Anything can show up here.
We just came back from an extra-dimensional space in the library where something tried to kill us.
Yeah, like this keep holds many secrets, has many weird oddities. I think they just, this is dime a dozen.
Yeah, it's pretty
I don't know.
standard.
That thing seems suspicious to me.
She looks up towards you and just her eyes get real wide, and she hands out her bag of cookies.
I eat the cookie.
I will not eat the cookie.
Look,
I'll eat her cookie.
look, I don't think they're poisoned. We've all eaten the cookies.
What do Winjanasis like to eat for dessert? Are you more like a tart? Like pie? Like cream? Cream tart?
What cream?
Did you just ask me if I'm a tart?
No, like
No.
do you like tarts? Like
What are your favorite desserts?
like pie? Apple pie?
Like pie?
Don't forget the whipped cream.
Pumpkin?
She's
Never
just,
mind.
my
she's
God.
just staring at you.
Don't worry, I just pat Aelith on the head.
I'm just doing some research. It's important. I quest for knowledge.
She's looking around. So you guys are gonna go and figure this out. Good. I can cross that off my list of things that I've got to take care of. So I'm gonna go. You guys can take care of this mess, right?
Count on us.
I will be leaving the mess where it is.
No. The mess of people who are bringing this shit.
Oh no, I meant the goop on the floor.
Yeah.
Oh!
I don't do floors.
Let's just prestidigitate it away.
It kind of just like flops up and then splats back onto the ground.
Oh, ew. Okay. I'm not touching that. Or try Mage Hand.
Yeah, Mei-chan can pick it up.
Okay. There we go. Is there a bin anywhere?
Sprague's like, well, yeah, and then she points over towards the wall, and there's like a trash can there, but it's gonna stink.
Okay, then I'm just gonna throw it out the window. Where does this window lead out to?
And so as you huck it out the window, you watch it go, and after a moment you hear a oh, what the hell? You see a massive furbolg man look up at you. He was sitting in his garden down below. Sitting in his garden down below, tending some roses and everything, and he looks up towards you, massive figure, and he raises up his fist and shakes it at you.
Sorry. It was an accident. Okay, bye. I just leave the window.
I think that was my friend Dennis. Sorry, Dennis. Sorry.
He looks up at you like, who was that? I'm gonna crack him in half!
Oh, he thinks you're a glow stick.
Alright.
Dennis is a good guy. He's fine. He'll be alright.
I thought Furbolgs was supposed to be kind nature.
You snotted on him.
Sprague looks over to her and he's like, yeah, most of them are. Dennis has a bit of an anger problem though, that's why I put him in the garden.
And you were gonna have him interrogate people?
Well, yeah, he's good at it.
Okay.
That doesn't seem healthy.
Alright, Kyle, I'm very sorry, I totally forgot about the early break. Are you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
It's not a big deal.
All right.
It's all good.
Okay. All right.
Okay,
So
shall we go investigating?
That's what I do best.
I think that was it. The House of Rest is pretty close, isn't it? Just across the courtyard.
Yeah, it's right outside the
yeah,
courtyard.
we'll go ahead and drop you guys onto the Candlekeep main map right now. You guys can get a good look at what you're dealing with.
Woohoo! Have to zoom out again. So we are in. Where were we just at?
Pillars
we're in
of
the-
pedagogy.
We're in the pillars.
It's another word I had to look up a pronunciation for.
Pedagogy.
Pedagogy.
Yeah.
Gogi.
I can never say that word right.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
I'm still gonna say Gogi.
Valid.
Gogi.
Gogi. It's more Filipino.
I always pronounce it pedagogy.
That's how I thought it was first, and looked it up. and-
So we know Yularian is in the House of Rest. Where did we? Valor is helping do something by
hearth.
this, the hearth, which is.
Right next to the house rest.
Oh, well, that's
Oh.
convenient.
Look right at it. Which book? Who? And Yularian is the book that attacked us.
Yes.
Yep.
I think we should talk to Eularian first.
Oh, Uskar's already like storming towards him.
You don't even know what he looks like.
And Alec the dwarf is following along, popping in his footsteps.
Uskar's pissed off, so he's just gonna head straight to the house arrest.
Okay.
Stomp, stomp, stomp.
So as you guys leave the Pillars of Pedagogy, Sprig shouts out behind you, "Bye! Good luck! Don't die!"
I died
I will
last time.
haunt you.
Uskar just waves his hand at her.
And she turns around and goes
I'd
back
say
into the
you
pillars. So yeah, you guys find yourselves now in the Court of Air. It is just a massive expanse of cobblestones. There's a small
Like here.
line in front of the Emerald Door right now of people attempting to gain admittance into the keep, but no major lines or anything. So yeah, you guys approach the House of Rest.
Who's the House of Rest?
Like an inn, I assume, or
Right
It's-
next to the hearth. I assume
No,
it's
I-
an inn.
I know
Yeah.
the hearth is the tavern.
Yes, the
Yes.
Earth is the
Yeah.
tavern, indeed.
Which is definitely where Uskar also wants to go eventually.
Alistair likes to do one-man shows there, where he doesn't play and does every character.
Nice.
Nice. Uskar likes to drink all their bourbon.
Such a show off. Hey Azo, are you still pretty hurt? You still pretty
Yeah.
banged up?
It does not put a scratch that will probably end up becoming infected and kill me.
It's a
Um,
scratch.
Maybe you'd like some of these, and I'm gonna cast Goodberry,
Nice.
and I'm going to just dump a pile of them in his hand.
Okay, how am I doing? Yeah, I'm just gonna. You know what? Let's just have. Let's just have 4 of them for now.
Okay, well, I mean I've got them. They're good. They're gonna be good for a while. So
Yeah,
What does
just let me know.
Just in case later.
okay, you got it.
Alright guys, so the House of Rest is a 3-story bunkhouse. You guys would know that it provides seekers a place to rest, store their gear, and just generally recuperate after a long day of studying. The accommodations are pretty rustic. There's both private rooms and common rooms. And there's a large central room in the middle as you first enter in, and there'd be a few people around. Most of them sitting in large armchairs or in benches as they flip through books. Notice it's very quiet in here. Everybody whispers. Nobody is being loud. And as you're making your way in, opening the door, noticing that no one is speaking above a whisper, a dwarven man comes out from one of the rooms He's like, oh, where's the meat? Where's it at? And immediately becomes surrounded by 3 avowed in dark robes, in brown robes. And they immediately surround him and shh. He is like, their presence is commanding, and he immediately silences, and they whisper, they lean down, and you hear from across the room a whisper, to the hearth with you if you were going to be loud. And the dwarf is just like, sorry. And quietly makes his way over and out of the House of Rest.
Scar's gonna see this. Uskar's gonna see this and just not yell, but not lower his voice and ask, "Where is Yolarian?"
The 3 avowed look towards you and make a shushing gesture. One of them.
He shrugs.
One of them approaches and says, "Hello, Master Dwarf. I would be quite happy to tell you the location of Master Yolarion if you can give me your word that you will be quiet and not disturb the people attempting to rest here."
He just shrugs.
You will not speak a peep.
She looks towards you and then back towards Uskar. "Do I have your word, Master Dwarf?"
He just nods,
Very well. And
like
then
being
she-
over dramatic about it.
I will hit him like this, and I hit him across the, like, Gibbs slap him across the back of the head if he talks too loud.
That's where we're going with this, huh?
I don't think you actually gave him your word. You didn't give a word, technically.
The avowed looks towards you and rolls her eyes at you, Adso.
just pointing out the facts. Everyone knows how to work around language, use language to their what's the word advantage. Yes, thank you.
I like that word.
Advantage. Everyone loves advantage.
Scar just looks at the Avowed and says, "Ignore them. Can you show me to Yolarian?"
The avowed nods to you and gestures towards a younger man sitting in a very large armchair, one leg kicked up and over the arm, a book held out at full arm's length in front of him, and he's reading it with a pair of binocular spectacles.
Uskar's gonna look at the whatever, and he's gonna be like, "It's gonna get a little loud quick. I'm gonna drag him outside." And Uskar's gonna grab dude by the back of his collar and attempt to drag him out the door so they can talk and not have to be quiet.
Make an athletics check.
Oh boy.
Wow, this
He's
escalated
mad.
quickly.
He's very mad.
Nice.
Nice
Uskar's
indeed.
buff.
Contested by Yolarian's acro.
-5.
So, you reach out for him, Uskar, and he looks up towards you just in time and literally just does a tuck and roll out of his seat and stands up. And he says, "By the gods, what is your problem?"
You brought a curse. You brought a cursed book in
What
here.
is your problem? My
You
book
brought a
was not
cursed book in here.
My book was not cursed. Shh, keep your voice down. If you wish to speak, all you need do is ask, my friend. Shall we go
Perhaps-
outside so we don't incur the
Perhaps
wrath
we
of the
should
avowed?
go outside.
Outside.
Indeed.
Uskar just turns around. Heads outside.
I think this is going great so far, guys.
Alex stops out behind Uskar.
Avowed are just glaring at you all as you make your way out.
Uskar's gonna bow, nod at all the Avowed and kind of almost look apologetic, but not.
You see one of them shaking their head and pulls out a ledger and takes down a note in it while she's looking at you all.
He's gonna mouth Uskar to it.
Spell it like O with the umlaut. So when you guys get outside, the Yolarian says, "So my book, what was wrong with it?"
It attacked us.
I
Oh,
almost died
The
again.
book!
It turned into snot and tried to eat him.
so that is certainly something that you don't want a book to be doing. But I assure you, I had no idea that it would be a monster of any kind.
Inside
Of
check?
course, we don't blame you. We just wonder where it came from.
Where did you get it from?
ahead and make that insight check real quick.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah, he seems to be pretty truthful. He is genuinely surprised by the fact that the book attacked anybody. And he goes on and says, "Well, it was only 10 days ago. I bought the book in the wide of Baldur's Gate. Large, crowded market."
Did you read it?
He says, "Well, no. I flipped through it a bit and understood its value, being from the fabled Mazfroth, and then I decided to come to Candlekeep to pursue my own ventures and use it as purchase in."
What will Candlekeep do since his book that got him in isn't a book?
Well, same as whatever happened to Val.
Ah, yes. I believe you're going to be helping that person with the roof soon.
He says, "Well,
Sorry.
yes, that would be the case if I didn't have other potentially valuable volumes. I'm sure they'll inspect them more closely this time, but I do still have 5 days left on my stay. I've been here for 5. I have 5 more, and I have plenty of other books that I could part with that I believe I would be able to gain my continued existence within these walls."
Hand you
They
one
come
over.
from the same place?
So, well, I'll be sure to pass them to the Emerald Gate. So, would you like to accompany me there now? I'm sure there is one of the Avowed there that could facilitate the transfer of a new book.
That's on you.
Yeah, what would we gain from that?
Where again did you say this book came from?
Baldur's Gate. Are you familiar with the Wide?
The Wide.
Nope.
That's the merchant. That's the market. Yes.
It is in fact the market, a rather rough and tumble place I was accosted multiple times. However, I managed to get out with this book as well as several others from different vendors, but yes, the Wide.
Do you remember which vendor this book came from?
Well, I'm not entirely familiar. I don't. He thinks for a moment. It had the name Dune in it.
Dune? Like sand? Like sand.
Indeed, like the sand, like a sand dune. But I do apologize for any inconvenience that I may have caused to any of you. Is there anything I could do to make up for it? You seem rather disheveled, sir. May I provide my assistance to you?
Oh, yes,
Cast
please.
He will cast Cure Wounds on you. And
There's
you
the least you can
regain
do.
8 hit points.
Okay. I am back to full.
I do apologize for any inconvenience that I may have caused. It is a truly unfortunate turn of events. I would hope to use my other books to gain further access to the library, but it does appear that I am indebted now to Candlekeep, and I can't have that.
You should inspect your books much better.
I will be sure to do that in the future, most indeedly.
Or do you know, at least give it a read?
Oh, well,
What
I have
other
no
books did
interest
you bring
in.
with you?
Says, well, I brought this book of ancient orcish recipes. It's quite rare, and he pulls it out and it's bound in human skin. Says,
Oh, lovely.
he seems confused with your shock. He's like,
Uskar
oh.
will go, "Can I see that?"
Uskar smirks at that. He's okay with that.
He's like, oh, well, you may. He props it on his forearm and opens it for you. He's like, it is very delicate. I'm afraid I can't allow you to handle it, but you may see some of these recipes. See, the eyes of 6.
Orcish, says the half-orc woman.
he looks over to her. He's like, where did you come from? Well, either way, here it's a great history of your peoples here. And it's exactly that. It's a book full of just absolutely awful recipes. Like, most of them include, like, humanoids of some kind or another.
I'm just surprised that they know the art of
Yeah.
bookbinding and leather making.
It's just nails driven into the spine.
Oh, okay, never mind.
I left the elemental planes for this.
Uskar's just like, alright, I've heard enough, and he's
The
heading
book
to the herd.
smells horrible, too, by the way.
Perfect for the slush pile.
Says, well, farewell. Again, I apologize for the inconvenience.
Oh, shall we talk to Valor now?
Yeah, sure. Al. Can we just call you Al?
If it's
Like you got-
easier.
Like Alice, Alistair. What are the other ones?
They're almost all Al except for one.
Yeah,
That could get kind of
Alice.
confusing with
Alex.
Alice too.
Yeah.
I told you, just scream ah. We'll be close enough. Hopefully we can get more information out of Valor than we did out of old boy.
Or at least some corroborating information.
I could use some bourbon while I'm in there, so let's go.
Okay. Don't drink yourself to a stupor, Oscar.
So as you guys are making your way towards the hearth, you hear from up above, "Gods be damned thing!" And then anyone that would look up would see a bucket come flying away from the roof. Let's go random. I need Lucky, Aleph, and Adso to make dexterity saving throws, please.
Yay!
Thank God. I only got 2 really bad stats, and that's one of them. I should say bad.
There we go.
So you
Wow.
you guys all watch as the three of them just split from like in different directions, and a bucket of tar just slams into the ground, just splatters all over the place, and you hear just a string of profanities coming from the roof of the hearth.
I like this place.
Colorful
is that
characters all
you?
around.
You guys can hear quite a lot of commotion going on inside. No immediate access to the roof, and no one responds to your hails.
We're going in. Come on, guys.
Here we
Investigate.
go.
Detective glasses on.
Okay. So as you guys enter the hearth, you immediately notice that the structure is far bigger on the inside than on the outside. You see a metallic sphere floating in the center of the room, hovering, rotating about 15 feet up off the ground. The roof itself is about 80 or 90 feet overhead. It is far higher up than you would expect it to be. One second. Far higher up than you would expect it to be. And there are a lot of people inside. There's probably a good 2-3 dozen people inside, which is a lot for a place like Candlekeep. So, what do you all want to do?
Figure out the inside.
Just try and find Val. Do we
I
know
wouldn't
what
know anything
they look
about
like?
that.
Are things like hopping off in the main floor here, or was it just upstairs that things seem to be getting crazy?
It was well, from what you saw and what you were able to put together, it seemed to be whoever was doing that was on the roof of the place. And as you look up
on the
now,
roof. Oh.
there is about 8 stories in here. When you were outside, it appeared to be a 1-story building.
Jesus.
Okay.
Bartenders usually have good information.
Go
Yeah,
pump
but we've got the prime
bartender for
suspect
information.
up there.
So there's a
There's a
lot of
sit at the
different
bar.
guests. There's a lot of different people in here. There's 2 different bars directly across from each other, across this massive open space, loaded with chairs and different seating and tables and things like that. There is an enormous circular fire pit in the center of the room that gives this place its name, the hearth. An enormous hearth, 15 feet diameter, just massive fire pit. The fire roars, but the temperature in here is absolutely perfect. Even when you're standing directly next to the hearth, the temperature is still comfortable. And yeah, there's a decent amount of people here, including someone that you guys would have seen a couple of times before, a massive ogre by the name of Little One. Little One is currently sitting in a corner. He has a very delicate-looking book in front of him, and he's reading it with these glasses sitting on his head. He's kind of huddled up in the corner, trying to take up as little space as he can, but he is massive, so he takes up the whole corner.
Oh my god.
I'm
Amy
getting
will
Hank
walk
McCoy
up.
vibes.
Amy will walk up to Little One Hi, little one. What are you reading today?
Well, hello. It is wonderful to see you again. You can see he's very intentionally trying to soften his voice. He says, I'm reading a book of elven poetry today it's from Silvery Moon.
Oh, wow. I know a little Elvish.
It's like, oh, well, would you like to read a passage?
Sure.
He very gently, I mean, the book, he has to hold it in just his thumb and his index finger, and he's still almost covering the entirety of the book as he holds it down to you. He says, this one is my favorite. And he says your particularly nice elven sonnet about meadows and butterflies and those such things. He wears a little bowler hat.
No.
Of course he does.
Very small on
So-
him.
Little one, my friends are looking for somebody that brought a book to the library. I believe their name is Valor. We were told they were perhaps working on the roof. Would you know anything about? Would you know Valor?
Oh, I know Valor. I know Valor very well. She's in a little bit of trouble right now. I think she's re-shingling the roof at the moment.
Is there any way we could get her to come down and talk to us for just a few minutes?
She's not very good at the following of the directions thing.
Neither
Might be best
are
to
we.
give her.
That's good, because I'm really bad at the patience thing.
Yeah, they're really bad at it, especially that one. She points at the dwarf. Oscar.
He just kind of grunts.
The little one raises his hand and waves at you, Uskar.
How do we get upstairs to the roof?
Well, you can just use the stairs all the way up. It's about 8 stories up, and then there's all the rooms and everything. And as you guys are looking at the rooms that little one is pointing out, you see that it looks like they're just sheer along the wall from outside. It looks like it should be doors that just open up to outside. But as you're looking up to where little one's pointing, you see one of the doors open and 30 mages just pour out of one of the rooms.
Oh.
That was
Can
a
we
good
just-
party.
Can we just scale the outside? Would that be easier?
Dwarf in heavy armor, it's not gonna happen.
Good.
Thank you so much, little one. And Amy gives him a kiss on his cheek and goes, "Okay, guys."
Little one blushes bright red. He's like,
Oh.
Cuddle gets further back into his corner. Little one sitting is about 10 feet tall. So.
So Amy beside little one is
So how are we gonna get up there?
The stairs.
Yeah, but that's how many flights of stairs?
Until they end.
You not use your legs regularly? Up, up, up.
Oh god. Well, if there's anyone who wants to carry me, feel free to. Oscar, you're
Perhaps
a
one of
big,
your other
strong
personas would
man.
like to carry you.
I don't have any personas. That's Al here.
God, you're all sorry.
Yeah, A names.
A names is right.
I might start going by my middle name from now on.
I'm sorry.
Just for the simplicity of it.
Yeah, we.
Hey guys.
I love
You
the
can call me-
adolescent dragonborn. It's fucking amazing.
So pretty.
You're such a nerd.
My voice
I
hasn't
just love
dropped
his
yet.
voice is cracking, yeah.
Oh, all right, everybody. So as we all
There's no
begin
way I
to
can do that
ascend
voice.
the many staircases of the earth, we're gonna go ahead and take our break for the night. And as soon as we get back, we can go and talk to Valor. Awesome. Okay, so you guys still find yourselves inside of the hearth, the tavern, if you will, that is quite a bit bigger on the inside than it is on the outside. Very obvious use of many extra dimensional spaces throughout the tavern. Somebody wants to make an Arcana check, might be able to learn a bit more about that.
Sure thing.
Scar was gonna jump
Oh
on
shit.
that
You're pretty sure it has something to do with the wood they used when they built it.
Okay.
Uskar doesn't believe in all that sciencey, magic-y stuff so much, so he doesn't care about Arcana.
Alistar just
Uskar.
assumes that we're inside a giant genie bottle.
Yeah.
We're in the TARDIS.
Makes sense.
A genie bottle, you say?
And she shows off her little bottle around her neck.
That's a genie bottle.
No, a Dow bottle, but a genie of sorts.
You guys had to bring that up, bitch.
Wow. Just
So the
Just wearing it out
bottle
in
that
public.
Amy is showing off is this like cut crystal little, looks like almost like a perfume bottle with a filigree silver stopper, and it's on a little silver chain around her neck.
Yeah, genie
You've
bottles
seen her
come in.
disappear into it before. She like turns into a wisp of smoke and down into it, and the stopper just like thump.
It's like
Shapes and
crazy.
sizes
You're
of
like
genies.
in a dimension inside a dimension inside of a world. It's pretty deep if you think about
Yeah.
it.
Inside its own dimension, in its own plane.
It's like pretty mind blowing, really.
Just like
Yeah.
stares off into space. Yeah.
You guys ever just like look up at the sky and just wonder like, why, man? Why are we all here and stuff? Anyways, we should probably go upstairs.
Yeah, stairs.
We have been going upstairs.
Round and round. It's
So
like,
you guys
spiral
have
stairs
made
or-
it up about 6 flight of stairs. As you look up, you see there's at least 2 more up ahead of you.
Oh my god.
Uskar is not happy about this and is
Show
very
me now.
openly disgruntled by this many stairs and his short
Yep.
legs.
Come on, Uskar, we can do this.
I should
we
really
just-
consider implementing a cardio routine. I mean, like I almost went out for track. Like I don't know. I kind of like I think it's really important for like a balance. Like anyway, I can see you're not into this conversation. Sorry.
You know what we should have done? We should have gone in the genie bottle and had little one chuck it up to the top of the floor.
I could have turned into a bat and
go
flown
in
up there.
here
Probably.
right now.
the last time
Sorry.
my ancestors got into a genie bottle, they stayed there.
Okay.
Hard pass.
It's not very nice.
Okay.
Can you
Worth
fly?
the shot.
Yep. But I don't complain like you guys.
But we are just. I am but a flesh being stuck to the ground.
He's got brittle bones.
Do you think I'm not made of flesh?
I don't know. You look like you're made of air.
Oink, oink,
Please don't do that.
oink.
All right, so you guys make it up to the eighth floor. Looking down, this place is just absolutely massive inside. You're about 100 feet up, if not more, from the ground floor right now, which is saying
So there's
something
like an
considering.
open area down through the middle.
Was that
So there's like an open area down through the middle.
correct? But on this top floor, it's basically just a rectangular balcony. There's no rooms up here on the top floor, and there does appear to be one door up here on the western wall.
Just one.
Just one.
Okay. Let's open it.
It is. Again, you would expect it to open up and you'd be looking outside, like out through a window, judging by what you saw outside, but there's a staircase inside.
Oh yeah.
Oh, good.
I didn't expect that. Oh yeah.
Just what you needed. More stairs.
Who wants to race?
No,
Race.
thank you. Okay, you guys go do that.
100%.
And Amy goes scampering up the stairs.
It's about a quarter of a mile worth of staircase.
Oh my god.
Listen, if you think Releve will palm that kid's face and shove her back so she can win, you are wrong.
Let's go ahead and get athletics. Let's go ahead and get athletics checks from both of you.
Watching how walk happen. Point.
Athletics. I wasn't
Wow.
really playing. I'm gonna let the kid win.
You want to re-roll that?
Oh,
No, it's okay.
So
Don't
Amy
worry,
just
gotta
goes
get it.
bolting
Comment.
up past Releve, and Releve almost trips and loses balance and slows down dramatically, and it makes it seem like she did it on purpose, but
Oh, you beat me, you little rascal.
Aw.
Get you later.
So, when Amy gets to the top of the stairs, there is a door up at the top, and you can see natural light coming in through the cracks in the seams around that door.
She will sit down on the top step and wait for the rest of her companions.
Okay.
Scar's
so
all the
rest
way
of you
in the
guys
back.
go.
Just gonna grumble as I make it my way there. Just be like, I'm old. Not really.
It's right. It's like the 27-year-old. Like, I'm too old for this shit.
Yeah.
Totally not me at all. Not saying I'm 27. I'm considerably older than that now. But when I was 27, I was still saying I was old. So.
Ruth.
All right. So, as you guys get up to the top of the stairs, do you go through that last door?
It's gonna be another set of stairs, is it?
I was gonna
Wanna
say
take-
it's more stairs, but no.
Wow. Way to play with expectations.
We're stuck on endless stairs.
So, as you guys exit from that room, you find yourselves on a pitched roof, and looking around, you're only about 40 feet off the ground. Not like the amount of distance you just traveled is completely unfair for how little distance you actually made it in the outside world, the outside of the hearth. But
Like,
We should have used a ladder.
yeah, like scaled the wall. Whisker,
What?
you're the one that told us to go up the stairs when I suggest we scale the wall instead.
Listen, do you want to be the one to haul the dwarf in plate mail up a wall?
We could have stuck him in the bottle. Easy peasy.
I can't
You're not
put him
sticking me
the
in any
bottle.
stupid bottles. It's unacceptable.
Only I can go in this bottle.
Oh, I thought you could put anyone you wanted in the bottle.
No, just me.
I mean, if we had a good enough blender.
There's that.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
That would be the sound of the blender, yes.
Yeah.
So on the roof with you guys, there is a very unhappy looking half-orc woman, kneeling, covered from the knees down and from the elbows down in this black tar. And she's just looking at you all. She's like, she points over towards a door behind her. Could have just come in from the house arrest.
Okay, Al.
We didn't like him in there.
Not allowed in the house arrest.
Like, yeah, me neither. The hell y'all want?
Would prestidigitation take the tar off her?
Yeah?
I would like to do that, please.
So she looks down at her arms and her legs. She says, "Why, thank you. I was just finishing up for the day. It would have taken me a good another hour to get all that crap off of me."
You're welcome.
You shouldn't give crappy books that turn into monsters to people.
You see her brow just furrow. She's like,
Perhaps we should give her some context.
She knows all the context.
right? And she's like, "What do you think I'm doing here? I'm serving. I am making up for that bad book, and if I find those damn fools that sold it to me, I will break their necks in my hand." And as she's saying that, she's grabbing onto one of her tools that she's using with a wooden handle, and the thing just like splinters and explodes under her grip.
We would
Does
actually
a-
love to help you with that.
Yeah, does that Dune remind you of anything?
Like a sandy place?
Dune. Dune. Yeah, those shifty booksellers. There's something named with Dune in their title.
Baldur's Gate?
Yeah, it's Baldur's Gate. That's where I got my book too.
Interesting.
You know, she
So
says,
can you tell us
Guys,
the rest
guys,
of the
guys.
names?
I don't think this is a coincidence, you guys.
I don't
Oh,
believe in
definitely
coincidences.
yes. Those guys reeked of greed, but they had so many of the books. I selling them for great prices too, and I needed to get in here.
Like, really great prices?
Now that you mentioned it, they were a bit suspiciously low. Especially for a book like The Dark Hunger. Only supposed to be 8 or 9 copies of those in the entirety of Faerun, but they had one of them and they were selling it for 10 gold. I figured they just didn't know what they had.
What do these sellers look like? Who, like, how many?
In gold?
She nods. Looking back at it now is pretty stupid, but I'm paying for it, so I guess all is well.
Do you know where we could pay them a visit at?
Well, yeah. They're probably still at the Y. They didn't look like they were going anywhere anytime soon.
So, guys,
you
maybe let's take a little
describe-
road trip.
Could you describe the person that sold you that book?
Yeah, there was 2 or 3 of them. Pretty average-looking guys. There was the one lady. She seemed like she was in charge. K something, Kava, Carvla, something they called her. But she definitely seemed to be the one in charge. But she didn't show up often.
How tall?
Oh, I don't know. The guys were average height, I guess. The
No,
lady,
the lady. This is just working the lady. How
she
tall?
was a little taller than average. Maybe about 6 stone.
So,
Got it.
and Alistar would like stretch to be that height. Hair?
Oh my
Yeah,
god, are you
dark-
trying to impersonate her?
Yeah, dark hair, long features.
And I would continue to change my appearance as she describes.
Yeah, it's pretty close. I mean,
Until she goes, yes, that's it.
yeah, that looks about right to me. It's a little off. I mean, I'm just going off of memory here, but you're pretty close.
Fantasy police sketch.
Right.
Yeah, that's what we're doing right now.
Yeah, I remember they had a whole bunch of little figurines of dogs and things around their stall, and
Doggies, you say?
yeah, a bunch of little figurines of them.
And
Interesting.
We're
the
for
book
sale.
we had was
People
about
asked, and
werewolves.
Hmm?
The book we had was about werewolves.
Which book was about werewolves?
The one we had.
It's about demons.
and lycanthropes,
okay.
and the Weave of Magic.
Oh, okay.
It was about many things.
Okay. So I might just be immediately drawing connections to 2 things that are alike. But hey, you never know.
And the name of the shop? You don't remember it exactly?
No, something with the dune, like you said, but that's all I got.
Do you remember what their shop sign looked like?
Were they next to a a glass seller or an armorer?
She says, yeah, there was some trinket and bauble salesman nearby, and then she would go on to give you some details about the surrounding shops and how to get there, what paths and everything. Yeah, she would say that it was tricky to get there, and that it was hard to navigate through, and she just randomly stumbled across their shop, but she gives you decent directions on how to get there in the wide if they are still in the same spot.
Okay, thanks. That's been pretty helpful, I think.
There's Gate.
Thank you very much, the lady from the shop says.
Wait. One last thing. Does the name Muad'Dib mean anything to you?
Isn't that a little mouse?
Okay, no. Okay, that's no. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, she looks confused. Like, alright, well, if you see any of those avowed, you be sure to tell them that I'm up here working hard. Really hope they don't ban me from the library after this. I kind of threw a scene when they tried to accuse me of selling them bad books, and then it turned out to be true. It was a whole mess.
Yeah. Somebody else brought one in. They tried to eat him.
She looks
Wasn't
over
pretty.
towards Adstone and says,
You don't have any other books from him, do you?
no,
Sorry.
just the one from that shop.
You were looking at me? Is there something in my face?
Well, I pointed at you, saying that you like.
Oh.
almost eaten.
Almost got eaten. Okay.
Yes, eaten or more to this, to be precise, I guess drained.
Well, it's been a long day, everybody. I think I'm going to go ahead and go get some rest in the house, if you don't mind. I'm only allowed to
Let's
go to and from my rooms. They don't like me down in the common room anymore.
Why not?
She
Are you
leans in,
allowed-
she says, I can be a bit loud.
I feel like
What's
you and
the-
I would get along.
Are you allowed to get a mug of ale at least?
Oh yeah, I'm totally fine in the hearth. They like me down there.
Okay, just not rest place.
But thank you very much for your information. And I hand her a silver piece. I'm sure that'll buy her a couple of mugs of ale.
It was much appreciated as she takes it and says, I'll be sure to give a toast to you.
Do we have any more of those cookies?
Hey,
Sprig would not have given any to-go bags.
Here.
Just shove in your
take
pockets.
I give her a good berry. It's not
Pops
much.
in her
It's
mouth.
they're pretty tasty though.
She pops one in her mouth and gets up and lets out a big stretch. And oh, that is much better. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay,
Well,
let's take the
another
shortcut.
successful job done.
Oh, how far is it to Baldur's Gate?
Valor, about 5 days on the road.
On
Road
foot or by
trip.
horse?
Do we have like horses and stuff?
Oh no.
Wyverns?
Wyverns,
Wyvern.
griffins, some dragons to ride.
What do we personally own?
Do we just get like access to all that stuff?
I just came
So-
from Eberron. I'm used to skyships and lightning realm.
So as you guys are asking about that up on the top of the hearth, you see a group of 6 adventurers, elaborate armor, fully decked out in just super nice mail and immaculately geared. And you see one of the Avowed come from the stables with 6 war horses, very, very excellent stock. And this is down in the court of air, and you guys can see it from the hearth. And they're you see like a bunch of Avowed surrounding around them. They're clapping as these six adventurers go storming out from the gate, obviously on some extraordinarily important mission. And the
Well-
Sailmaster goes back to the stables.
Boo.
We're probably not gonna have any of the same treatment.
I mean, maybe
Did you
they've got a
guys-
couple donkeys left.
Yeah, hopefully. Or did you guys like going up the stairs? Because we can walk.
Anybody have Featherfall?
Nope.
Well, I will see you at the bottom.
Uh,
You're levitating down.
We can go through the house of rest. Or can
And
we?
through the House
Did
of
I-
Rest we go. I
So
can
as you guys
quiet
make
as
your
a
way-
mouse.
As you guys make your way through the House of Rest, that same Avowed that was down at the bottom kind of gives you this look as you're walking through, and she's kind of just like She gives the two fingers at the eyes and then points them at you guys.
Uskar's gonna
Amy
pretend to
looks like
tiptoe.
Like 10-year-old tiptoe, like hands, like like they're being super quiet thing out the door.
Okay, so Releve, as you make your way down there, Sprig would be crossing the courtyard with her little bag of cookies, and she sees you coming down. She's like, "Oh, where's the rest of your friends at?"
They're taking the long way.
I see. Cookie?
No, thank you.
Oh, okay. She pops it into her mouth. So yeah, the rest of you guys can come. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was gonna say, out of curiosity, is there any sort of transport or horse cart scooter that we could borrow to get to Baldur's Gate?
Oh no. No. We have the stables, but they're reserved, I think is the right word to use for it.
As always, you are helpful. Thank you.
I try, thank you.
Curiosity, what's security like at the stables?
It's quite tight. Each horse is magically branded, and then if they leave the premises without being released properly, the riders. It was hard to clean up last time.
So if you went in and asked for
Is she serious? Can we roll an insight on this chick? Because she's either hilarious or horrifying. And I don't know which one.
I think horrifying. This is a mage fortress.
Hey, go and roll insight.
Oh, right. Yikes.
Are we with insight yet?
Yeah, you guys would be exiting from the House of Rest just at the end of this conversation. You walk up and you see Sprig has this haunted look in her eye as she looks off into the distance. And then pops a cookie into her mouth.
I feel like the cookies are sedatives. I'm sorry.
Medicine.
It's trauma cookies.
Trauma cookies. So yeah, Sprig would look around all and she's like, "Oh, hi everyone, welcome back. I heard you're making some trouble in the House of Rest. You've already got one strike against your name there. Be careful. They're gonna pretty extreme measures if you get up to 3.
Like how extreme?
It was him.
Yeah, it was
Don't
awesome.
ask about the horses.
So, I was thinking we could do a heist.
No, we can't.
Why not? Like, sure, they won't mind them. Like a few horses missing. Like they're probably like manufacture them magically, like dime a dozen.
Long story short, smear on the ground. So let's walk. I think walking sounds awesome.
So you figured out where the books came from.
Baldur's Gate, which is why I asked about Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, that makes sense, doesn't it? Yeah.
Baldur's what now?
Would it be possible for us to get horses?
No, they're reserved. Maybe once you guys have been around for a little bit longer, you might be able to get some stuff like that. But right now, no.
Who is it reserved for?
Yeah, can we borrow from the reserved?
No.
Can we just tell us who they're reserved to?
Well, you just saw there's the 6 guys that just took off right now. I think they called themselves.
Yeah, but they already had theirs.
The mightiest of the mighty, or something like that. Something catchy like that.
Something pretentious. Cool.
But yeah, the other horses, we need them for when the Avowed need to go around. We only have a few left. I don't even think there's 6 left in there.
Wow.
You got any dragons?
Dragons?
Favorites?
I mean,
Yeah.
only in the basement.
Yeah, okay. Can we use that one?
Wait,
There's a dragon in the basement?
Well, kind of.
We have to go see the dragon!
I was not made aware that you were entrapping my kin in
Well,
the
yeah,
subterranean depths of the Candlekeep.
He kind of went down there himself and then just never left.
What? What's his name?
Name.
You don't even know his name, do you?
She does, in fact, know his name, and it is... You guys hear the pages flipping, I'm sure. Where's he at?
Just give it an A name.
This better
Yeah,
not
right.
be Eliphilos that I'm named after. I'm really upset.
She says its
It's
name
that-
is Mirim.
Does that mean anything to me?
Go to a history check.
History is not very good for me. Damn it.
Good at
No,
history.
does not ring any bells.
I don't know. I guess I don't know him.
I
Them? Him?
don't think
her,
Mirim.
them?
I don't think Mirim's too interested in giving anybody rides anywhere, to be honest. But it's only a few days walk. You guys can manage it, right? And plus,
He's
here,
been
look,
hiding.
you guys are going to Baldur's Gate. Well, the one of the keepers guys, he said that I can give you this, and she hands out a bag. Says, it's not cookies, but it's okay.
What's this?
Whoever would extend their hand and take the coins would find 120 gold pieces in there. She says,
Oh.
well, when you're working on behalf of the library, you know your resources are pretty much taken care of. We can't get you any mounts or any rides today, but do a few more jobs for us, and maybe we'll be able to get you a carriage you can borrow every now and then. But for now, this should get you some good stuff in there, some good eating, and you can use it for whatever you need in your Baldur's Gate.
That's good. I thought that was gonna be Gorp.
Do you have any like potions of healing or anything? Never mind.
As well, let me see. She kind of thinks for a moment. Says, I can probably part with 2 from the stores for you all. Just stop by the gatehouse on your way out, and I'll have 2 waiting for you there.
Thank you very much. And she gets a butterfly kiss.
And she's like, oh, okay. Cookie?
Yes! I shove it in my mouth.
Yes, for cookie.
The more she pushes the cookies, the less I trust them.
Everybody make wisdom saves. No.
I've been shoving down these cookies.
Amy shoves as many cookies as will fit in her mouth.
Sprig very, very specifically only hands out 1 at a time, and Amy, if, after she does that, she hands you 1 more, but she only gives you 1 at a time.
Jesus.
Have you heard of the growing diabetes problem in Faroon?
Oh, God.
What is that?
So for
Diabetes.
anybody keeping track,
I read
this
about it in the book.
for anybody keeping track, this bag is only about it fits into her palm. She has produced about 30 or 40 cookies from it already.
At least, yeah.
Oh, a bag of holding. Right there.
Amy goes skipping off toward the gatehouse, eating her cookies.
I refuse to babysit her this entire trip.
Save some for later. You don't want to ruin your appetite and all that jazz. For when we eat dinner,
Can
I
we
guess.
trade her for a horse?
Makes up a song about going to Baldur's Gate.
Can we do a little cookie drive? Just get free cookies from Sprig.
Just a big sale with the endless cookies.
Yep.
Now we have Amy in a Girl Scout uniform.
Oh, God.
Okay, sorry.
Oh no.
Just have Amy just knock on everyone's offices, sell some cookies, make enough to buy a horse.
So you guys have the group loot document. This is a good time for us to decide if somebody would like to be the bookkeeper for the party. Is anybody interested in that task, keeping track of what loot and what coinage you guys get?
I already started keeping track, but
Good job, John.
Thank God.
Good job.
I
Thank
was-
you.
I was gonna volunteer you for it.
so
All
yeah.
right, so you guys see that group loot doc up there.
Yep. I had that job last campaign, so.
The chest is not a mimic, I promise.
Yet.
Yet. So yeah.
Trying to get people to actually claim potions of holding out of that damn box was such a pain.
Yep. All right, everybody. So you can all take a rest here in the House of Rest if you'd like to before you head out to Baldur's Gate, or you can head out now, or you can just not do that at all. Whatever.
Baldur's Gate it
Long
is,
rest
I guess.
before we head out?
Sure.
Short rest, long rest,
Well,
Doesn't
I
matter.
could do it either. It doesn't matter.
head out in the morning?
Yeah,
It
first
d-
light of day.
Why not? Yeah, that's a classic.
Sounds
Up at
good.
first light kind of thing.
Yeah, first light of day, 12 p.m.
Okay. 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. if you're from Icewind Dale. All right.
How do
I'm
we
a
do a
teen.
long
I need a
rest?
lot of sleep.
I actually don't have the long rest macro set up yet. They weren't working, so you're gonna have to do it the old-fashioned way. You just
Yeah.
boo. I know. I'm sorry. It'll be set up by the next game. I promise.
How do we get how do we do
Beyond
it?
for the win.
So you can just open up your character sheet and give yourself back any missing spell slots, any missing hit points, anything like that. Any recyclable thing, you just go in and manually raise it. I will have those fancy buttons set up for everyone by next week.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah. All right. So, as you guys are taking your rest, going over maps of the Sword Coast to get a good look at what your journey ahead has in store for you. That is not right.
Gotta say that's black.
Yeah. There we go.
Hey, I've seen this map before.
Yeah, you have. It's a pretty basic one. I think it's the same one they use for Descent into Avernus.
I've been seeing this map for about 30 years.
Nice. Okay. So, the journey from Candlekeep to Baldur's Gate will take you all about 5 days on the road. You have been given all the provisions that you need from the Great Library, food, rations, water, all that good stuff has been supplied to you, so no need to worry about any of that.
Yay!
So yeah. The morning comes, and you are among the first to rise as the Avowed begin making their way around. The place has become so quiet that you can hear the chanting of the... I want to call them monks, but they're not quite monks. They're not specifically tied to any religious order. But they chant, and you guys would know after your time in Candlekeep that this chanting never stops. There's always a faint sound of this prophecy being chanted all throughout Candlekeep.
Is there a guy in the back of the line that hits himself with his book and stumbles?
Do we know what they're chanting? Like, have we memorized it by now?
No.
what is the prophecy?
The chant itself would be extremely hard to memorize. That's why that's all these guys do is just repeat this chant all day long because it is very long and very complex. They chant it so that they don't forget it. But you guys would know that it is the prophecies of Aluwando the seer. His prophecies were written a long, long time ago, taken down, but the written versions of them have been lost for hundreds of years. And so Candlekeep keeps that chant going so that it can always be remembered. The prophecies have been remarkably accurate as of yet, and so the scholars of Candlekeep have decided that keeping that chant going and keeping it remembered will behoove all of the Sword Coast.
Nobody follows them around and writes it down again.
Surprisingly, no. And if you were to bring that up to anyone, they would kind of shake their head and be like, "Why would we do that?"
And Alistair definitely would have brought that up and been like,
Yeah, I mean, it's a very obvious thing, but when you bring that up, it's almost like no one has ever even thought about it, or the idea is ridiculous for some reason. They're like, write it down. What? Why? That's what the chanters are for.
Okay. Wouldn't it like the prophecy and the chant just kind of been altered through the game of telephone over time?
You're blowing their minds.
Yeah, I mean, the people that you're able to ask about this, one of them would even go as far as, I just chant, my guy. I just chant it.
Okay.
this part, like, do they have chanters that are like certain parts of it, but not the whole thing?
No, there is a couple dozen of them at any given time that are just constantly all chanting it in unison.
Okay, like, there's a reason wizards write down their spells.
Is it in
Can't
a language
remember
that
all
we
of it.
know, or is it like in some strange coded thing?
It is in a language that you would understand. It's very cryptic, though, difficult to understand, difficult to get the meaning out of what the passages are.
Okay, so draconic prophecy stuff. Got it.
Okay. All right. So, as you all set to the road early in the morning, it is a pretty peaceful morning. The area directly outside of Candlekeep is very free of any sort of crime or any problems like that. It's a very idyllic countryside that you all find yourselves traveling through for the first couple days almost.
Oh yeah.
Is
So,
Revelay being our DJ?
So Alizar shows up at 6 a.m. in the morning for us all to leave. He is dressed head to toe in white doublet, white pants, cream boots up to his knee, gold trimmed hat with the feather.
We're getting robbed.
And but you notice as like y'all walk through the dusty road and stuff that like even the soles of his boots aren't dirty.
Nice. Like constantly casting prestidigitation every time a speck of dust shows up anywhere.
No, his clothes are all part of this guy's self.
Oh,
They're all an
nice.
illusion. The clothes underneath make me dirty. So, off we go.
Oh, nice.
Okay. Where are we going?
Can you disguise yourself as a mount?
2 legs, 2 arms, a head. There's kind of a limit on this, unfortunately.
Damn.
Sorry. And even if I did disguise myself as a mount, if you tried to get on, you'd fall down because it's just
Doesn't exist.
light.
Okay. So, the countryside of the Sword Coast is idyllic. It is absolutely beautiful. You guys find yourselves passing through. A lot of you have probably come up and down the coastway before. Relatively familiar stomping grounds for some of you.
Waterdeep is south or north of here?
Waterdeep is south of Baldur's Gate, I believe.
Okay.
Double check that for you. Have lots of fancy maps. Yeah, south. Okay. So, you guys have several days of travel out ahead of you. Could
I assume
somebody...
as we're heading along the little road spur that leads directly to Candlekeep, that we probably pass people heading toward Candlekeep.
Yeah, definitely safe to assume that you guys would be passing by several people making... Oh, sorry, I was wrong. Waterdeep is way north.
Way north, okay.
Way north.
Do any of them own horses?
There are certainly some people on horseback making their way past you.
Okay. Anyone want to try and talk to them?
like a bard.
Yeah, wordsmaking is not my strong suit, but I can help in any way I can.
Uskar is all about investigating and beating things up.
Alistair is more interested in whether or not any of them are coming from Baldur's Gate.
Okay. Maybe we can just, sweet talk them out of a horse or something, or maybe like do a little tradey trade.
Right, Edsel wants a horse so that he can ride it. That's all he needs.
Yeah, we all need one.
I don't
Maybe-
think we have anything worth trading.
We got 220 gold.
No. You have 20 gold.
Right, so yeah, there are people passing by, and some of them are on horseback. And if anyone would like to roll a charisma check, you can see if you can get any of them to stop if you want to talk to any of them.
Charisma check.
Nice.
You want to re-roll that?
No.
Okay.
People kind of scoff at you as you pass by. Releve, as you kind of wave down a couple of passersby, they slow their cart down. These people are on a cart, and they slow down and be like, "Hail, traveler! What can we help you with? What's up? What's going on?"
We are curious if you're heading into Candlekeep.
We'll be heading past Candlekeep. We don't actually plan on attending the keep. Just trying to head south right now.
We
So
made
you
it
have,
all the way
you
to
have,
the
a,
coast.
you have a long way to go then.
Yeah, I suppose we do.
We are not asking for their cart. She's just going to wish them safe journey and send them on their way because there's no way she's taking cart from people who have a long way to go.
Anyone else want to ask anything of them?
Yeah, see if they knew anything about the bookstore.
Yeah, they're coming from Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, that's where we're coming from. That's why we're leaving Baldur's Gate. It's getting a little crazy over there, getting crowded.
Have you been to the Wide?
I've been to
we've
the
heard of
Wide.
We've
owned
heard of a
shop there.
bookseller there. The Dunes.
Ah, Amber Dune. The Amber Dune
Amber
booksellers. Yeah, I had a shop by them not too long ago.
Amber Dune.
Yeah, the
Interesting.
Amber Dune booksellers.
We'd very much
Weird,
like to
weird
buy something
folk.
for them.
They
Weird
lied
folk,
about,
you said?
Yeah, they lie about everything. It was so strange.
Oh, lie about what?
Well, everything. Almost like they
Yeah,
couldn't
but
tell
like-
the truth.
Oh.
Did everybody know that?
Well, I had a stall by them for a while, and when you ask the question like, "Hey, what time is it?" and they tell you it's like midnight when it's the middle of the morning, you know something's a little weird.
Did they sell
Okay.
many books?
Yeah, they sold a lot. They always seem to have super rare ones and selling them for super low prices. I don't know how they were doing it.
Did you notice that they were selling the same book?
Kind of tilts his head back and thinks on it for a moment.
Hadar, Hunger.
Yeah, they did seem to have a couple
Precious.
buck copies that whoever they were selling them to would ooh and ah over, and then they'd have the same book for sale a couple weeks later. I just figured they had lots of copies of them.
Okay, pretty
Thank you very much. I hope you have safe journeys. Are you heading toward Waterdeep?
Oh, just heading south. As far south as we can get. Putting Baldur's Gate well and good behind us.
Okay, safe journeys.
Same to you.
Any bandits on the road that you noticed?
There's always bandits on the road. Luckily, we ain't got anything worth stealing, so they don't really bother us very much.
Okay.
Fair enough. Thank you.
Any other monsters that we should know about?
I'd say
Werewolves.
certainly hope not.
I'm just gonna stick to this werewolf idea just because I made that connection. werewolf-infested land we go.
Off we go. I mean, we're going past the Wood of Sharp Teeth, so...
Right, Wood of Sharp Teeth and the Cloakwood, two lovely places.
They sound so lovely.
Alright, so...
North we go.
Yeah, a couple days pass by, relatively uneventfully. The road is pretty quiet. You're about a day outside of Baldur's Gate at this point. And as the six of you trek northward, I am going to need a marching order real quick.
All the meat shields in front.
Okay, so we have Oscar in front. Who's taking up the back?
I'm okay with Releve being in the back, playing her flute and dramatically flapping in the breeze.
Can I be in the middle? Just, being the squishy one.
Sure.
Alistair would probably be up near Oscar.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. I'll be fourth.
Okay. Alright. So,
Running along like he owns the road.
as you all are making your way along one of these roads, you're noticing that the path gets narrow up ahead, hemmed in by close woods, close crops of trees nearby, and a hill, a ridge, going up about 10 feet on your right as you pass by. Can everybody please make perception checks for me? Thank you. Highest is a 21. Good stuff. And so, as you all are making your way up and through this narrow passageway right here, you hear some twigs and branches snapping in the bushes nearby. Looks like it's rustling slightly.
Okay, werewolf, show yourself. Also, I alert everyone to whatever's going on.
And so,
Rustling
as
in the
soon as you halt the party and bring this to their attention, you hear a high-pitched, squeaky voice shout, "No!" And two enormous rodents come bursting out of the bushes to the left and the right of you. And you see farther out ahead, a strange creature pop its head out from one of the bushes. And it seems to be a tall humanoid with the face of a rat.
Okay, we're rats. I was close.
And we are going to roll initiative.
Oofda!
Wow. Much bad.
I'm going to use my session inspiration.
On initiative. Okay. Yeah,
On initiative.
Yeah, it's a d20 roll. It's any d20 roll. That's fine.
Okay, they didn't roll too hot either. Except for the...
Never thought of doing
Alright,
that
everybody.
for initiative.
Yeah, it's not something I really thought of doing either. What's the... So 1914, did you change it up yet?
Mm-hmm. I did not change... I don't know if I could... I know I could change it. I thought...
I got it. You're
You
good.
can.
Yep. I couldn't change it on Herb's turn tracker.
All right. Alistair, you are up first.
I am up first. Alistair is going to immediately go, aha, and cast Hex on this guy that's by Rigel.
Okay.
And then launch an Eldritch Blast at him. Ugly rodent rat thing, die!
No, oh god.
Wow.
He said it and it happened.
Alright, so what's that damage total?
Let's see, it looks like 9, 12, 14.
Alright. So, you all see Alistair freak out when this rat just comes leaping
What's
out.
your hex?
Oh, plus my Hex.
Yeah.
3, so another,
17.
yeah, 17. Thank you.
So the rat goes blasting up against the wall and just splats against the wall. Alistair crying out in fear of this thing and then just absolutely crushes it against the far wall.
Yep. And then I will jump up on this stump over here.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Alistair, make a perception check, please.
Oh, more.
Alistair, you do notice in the bushes behind you there are 2 more of these little rats that were hiding and waiting, biding their time, but you have noticed them.
Yes, then I will screech. If I move away, would I invoke opportunity attacks from them? From where I am? Or did I notice them in time to move away?
Yeah, we'll say that you noticed them in time to move away, that's fine.
Okay, in that case, I would go, and run amongst my friends and hide behind the dwarf.
Awesome.
There you go.
Okay. Alright. Brings us to the first rat, who is going to come scurrying out of the bushes and charge right at Relevade.
Boo.
Relevade attempts to bite you. Ooh, jeez. Rat. 23 to hit for 6
Yeah.
piercing.
All right.
Alith, I haven't gotten a chance. Alith, I haven't gotten a chance to change your token name on all of them just yet, but I'll get that changed right now. And
No
you
worries.
are up.
Okay.
Mine didn't change either.
Good fun. Good fun. Good fun. Do here. All right. I think I will. I'm gonna drop area effect on these guys. Let's cast Entangle.
Okay. Go ahead and cast here.
I'm thinking a 20-foot cube. It's a 20-foot cube, yeah, 20-foot square. So I want to get these 2 over here. So let's bring that down. Maybe 1 more. Yeah, let's
Got
drop
it.
that right there.
Perfect.
Okay. So they have to succeed on strength saving throws or be restrained. Okay.
Yes.
DC 13 strength save from both of them. Incoming. First one fails. The next one succeeds. So you see as these grasping roots come shooting up out of the ground, wrapping one of the rats up in the roots as the other one just kind of nimbly dances and gets out of the way. So the northern one is restrained.
You don't have
Okay.
me marked as concentrating, by the way, and I am on Hex.
Okay.
You can also add it on there.
Right, so
Oh.
it's probably because of the Roll20 character sheet, but that is fine. We can just do that.
Okay. now I am going to move here behind Releve, and yeah, that'll be my turn for now.
Okay. Alright, let's take it. Okay. So we have the northern rat, which is restrained, and all it is going to do on its turn is try feverishly thrashing about, trying to get itself free of the entanglement. And fails miserably. You see it thrashing around, and it just gets itself more tangled up, more roots are wrapping around it as it's just thrashing around in the roots. Okay. Need to remember to add some padding around these maps, because the way it is, the OBS is not able to properly see everything. But that is an issue for next time. Okay, the next rat is going to act, and it is going to just try to get out of this entanglement. So, 10, 20, 20, and then last it's moving to get out. And as it does, it looks around feverishly and looks up at you, Adso, and it's going to take a bite out of you. And it is another 23 to hit. For 3 piercing, Adso.
Okay, just 3.
Yeah, they're just rats, they're fine. Level 2, it's nothing too crazy just yet. You're up, Adso.
We're being bitten by were-rats.
So I'm still constrained. I'm going to Mystic Step. Right there. Bam. And
there's more.
oh god. Please no. There aren't any more, are there?
Make a perception check.
I don't like the sound of that.
And so, as you raise up and onto this, you're about 8 or 9 feet raised up right now, looking around. You can tell that there are no more rustlings in the bushes. There does not appear to be any more of these things coming out of the woodworks. But that being said, you see little rat man at the northern end over there. He looks up towards you and then looks out at the rest of them and says, "Drop your stuff and go away, and you're gonna live!" As he finishes saying that, he shoots his hand crossbow at Uskar. And... okay.
Do we look like we have stuff?
You see him just stare at Alistair. It is a 13 to hit Uskar.
Big miss.
And then a crit. So
yeah,
9 piercing you take, Uskar.
John,
Wait,
you say
I
yes.
haven't finished my turn.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, that was just a bonus action.
Yes, my fault.
Let's see, none of these rats look damaged, right?
Correct.
Correct.
Okay, I'm just gonna huck a fireball on them. Or not fireball, firebolt.
Yeah, you got fireball pretty early.
yeah, no. Okay.
Okay.
This one right next to Reveille. Yeah. 13 hits.
13 hits.
Okay.
Ooh,
Oops.
nice.
Take out the necrotic. Take out the necrotic, just 9.
Still, 9 is still good. It is still standing, but it looks quite scorched.
Okay.
Alright. Then the rat does all its rat things. Uskar, it is 9 piercing. Brings us to Relevant.
She is going to cast Tasha's hideous laughter on it.
On what?
On the one that's right next to her, that bitter.
Okay.
It's a spell save. DC 12 for wisdom.
Just a point of order, Releve. Tasha's hideous laughter does not work on super low intelligence creatures. You would know that a giant rat, this wouldn't have any effect on.
Oh, well, no,
But
I'm sucking at spells
actually,
tonight.
that would give you some cool information, though, if you want to give it a shot. Because you were still thinking these might be were-rats, right?
Yeah.
So
So
Toxic
if I
City's
cast
laughter
it,
would
nothing happens.
exactly nothing happens. It would be very clear that they are not were-rats and are just rats.
Thank God. Hey guys, we're not going to turn into ratty assholes at the next full moon.
It's talking.
Okay.
The one up there, on the other hand.
Well, punch it in its teeth if it comes near us.
Okay.
Yep. Okay.
I'm done because I can't do anything else. That's my action.
All right. Uskar.
Uskar is very mad and is going to go after the guy who just shot him.
Go, Uskar.
Ah! Drop the axe. Oh!
And he's gonna do a little choppy chop.
21 hits.
These gifts are fantastic.
Thank you. How hurt does he look?
Uskar, as you strike out at him with your axe, he just looks at you and goes, "Ah!" and bares his chest towards you, just like throws his arms out. You strike him squarely in the chest. He is not even scratched. Takes no damage.
Oh.
He begins to
No.
cackle in your face, Uskar. Drop the axe!
He did.
I did drop the axe on your
On
face.
your face.
He just continues cackling.
Well, we're gonna just second wind. 1d10 plus my fighter level.
Should have given you bardic inspiration. My bad.
The Bards is
Did it
definitely an interesting class. You'll get used to it.
What's that?
There's the Bard, lots of micromanagement, lots of things to keep track of and remember to do.
Wait, did he hit with his axe and it didn't do
Yeah.
anything?
Yeah.
That is
you got
exactly what
silver.
happened.
You did no damage, or it did?
Zero damage was done.
Curious.
Okay.
Oscar looks at everyone and says, "This asshole's hard to hurt."
Yeah. Magic users target that guy.
Oh, don't worry.
Faster.
Alistair.
Alistair. We'll move to here. And
So you're right up against a ledge right now. If you want to climb up it, it'll just be difficult terrain to get up onto the ledge.
Right, so I'm really going to use my full movement to get to there.
Okay.
But I have clear view of Mr. Rat Guy up here to the
Yeah, you
north, right? Okay. So I will transfer my hex to him and fire an Eldritch Blast at him.
18 hits.
So that will be 11 plus 2, 13 points of damage.
Okay.
Plus your hex.
Hex, yeah.
Plus hex.
Plus the hex, thank you.
Roll that damage.
Okay,
Another 6
nice.
necrotic.
19. Good stuff. All right. So the bull, as he's sitting there cackling at Uskar, just like he looks over to the side just in time to catch the Eldritch Blast right on the side of his face, and blah, goes flying off to the side, holding on to the huge scorch mark on his face. Like, 19 points.
And I tip my hat at him with a flourish.
Scar just kind of flexes at him.
Yeah. Okay. Releve, we are back to your friend. And it is only an 11 to hit, Releve.
Miss.
Alright. So it comes snapping at your ankles, but you're able to just like kind of do a little dance and get out of his way as he just like scurries around down there. And that is going to bring us to Aleph.
Okay.
Scar needs this guy dead so we can go after something else.
Oh, sorry. I accidentally clicked that. I do not want to do that.
Really? Bonus action.
I know, but I don't want to do it right now. I got other things to do. Right? Right?
I don't know. You're
Feel
ranger
free
form.
to fight one of these things in front of us.
Yeah, the ranger form's pretty good for this.
Yeah, I know, but I might need it. That's cool. I'm gonna.
We're probably gonna rest after this, so you're gonna get your stuff back.
Well, I need Oscar to come back down here. I know. I was kind of saving it in case I needed it for Chalice.
Yeah, know something.
I might be climbing you my next turn.
Alright, fuck it. I've always wanted to do this. I'll just use it after all. I will use the Archer form and take that on.
Mm-hmm. So what does
So
it look
all of a
like when you
sudden-
go into your starry form, Alf?
Yeah, so all of a sudden, like, it's broad daylight, but I kind of imagine it as all of a sudden my whole body kind of like goes into this like bizarre kind of like twinkling darkness, like studded with a bunch of like kind of like brilliant lights that all sort of like connect like a big web, and suddenly you see just sort of like an outline of a dragon, you know,
Nice.
humanoid dragon, constellation. Yeah.
Awesome.
Walking
The
around in
concept
broad daylight.
of the story form on a gym dragonborn is
Yeah,
pretty
super
cool.
cool.
I mean, what I can visualize there is pretty cool.
Yeah,
So-
and rather than just like white lights, they are like twinkling with like all kinds of like pinks and sort of gold and orange. Like it's a very vibrant display.
Releve looks at you and just sort of, I'm gonna write you a song.
Everybody's in love with Alice.
What brat?
And suddenly, like his voice, like he responds to her, but his voice sounds like it's coming from like 1,000 miles away down a cave. He's just like, "Oh, that's really cool. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you." And
The spell is broken.
And ruined it.
I'm still waiting for my voice to change.
Quick adjustment to the map coming in, guys. Don't panic.
Okay, sorry. And then I am going to try to shoot the rat man with guiding bolt. That's my next trick.
Okay. 12 hits. Oh, the rat man. 12 hit the rat man. Let me check real quick. 12 hits the rat man. Oof.
And as the archer, don't you get to do a bonus action?
I just did
Radiant
my
attack?
bonus action to change, so...
It says
No,
when
you-
you change, you get to do
When
it.
you change, you do it.
Oh, it doesn't require...
When you
another
activate
bonus
this
action?
form and as a bonus action.
Oh.
Yeah.
For
Mac.
real?
Yeah.
I thought I
That
didn't
would
get
be-
it on my first one.
No, that'd be silly if you didn't. It's like spiritual weapon for the druids.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really good. Okay, so that's, I don't know if I have any... Do I have a button for that? Maybe not.
Just 1d8.
It's just 1d8 plus 2.
Oh wait, no, you
Or
may
plus,
you
no,
make an
plus
attack.
wisdom. Plus wisdom.
Yeah,
1d8.
make a spell attack.
Yeah. You have you have to
Oh,
make
it's
an attack.
It's a spell
got
attack.
it. Sorry, first time star.
You're good,
map,
man.
boy.
Totally good. That's exactly what first sessions are for. Everyone's still feeling out their characters. All good.
Okay, so... Spell attack. So I don't necessarily have a button for ranged spell attack. So what am I? Can I just shoot like produce flame, essentially?
There should be one on your spell sheet.
Yeah, let's take a look.
If you're on D&D Beyond, there would
Spells.
definitely be a button for that. But
It's a D20 plus 5. And alternatively, yeah, so it's just your spell attack modifier. So if you head over to your spell page, Aleph, You'll see Wisdom spellcasting ability, spell safety C 13, and then spell attack bonus 5. So you can use that for your star reform
Oh,
attacks. So just a d20 plus 5.
Okay, got it. 1d20.
And I will stop poking with your sheet now.
Oh, you're good.
19
Is
certainly
19
hits.
good?
Jesus, so much damage.
No, 19's not the damage. That's
Oh, I know,
the
I know.
roll.
Just
No,
still,
that's-
it's another hit though. So how much?
So that's 1d8 plus my wisdom. Sorry, we will figure all this out.
Mm-hmm.
1d8
Guiding bolt is just such a great spell.
plus 3.
It is.
Guiding bolt actually gave me advantage on this too.
Yes, it did.
Oh my god, I'm a
Wow.
straight up killer! Holy moly.
Okay.
Am I second level?
Right?
I've done worse rounds at like 12th level. Woo!
This is making up for Grimfrost.
Yeah, right? I think I found
Okay,
my groove.
so-
Now I got her groove back.
It strikes this thing. It strikes the were-rat squarely in the chest. He shrieks, looks down at the freaking gaping wound in his chest left by that huge force, that huge radiant blast. He looks concerned.
Just took 29 damage, I hope so.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez.
Indeed.
Okay, I guess that's my turn. Sorry it took so long.
No worries. Okay, this rat gets to try and free itself again. And fails miserably once again, poor rat.
It is a rat.
Alright. We've got 2 rats attempting to take bites out of Releve now. Just one on this turn, though. Jeez, they're rolling so high against Releve. It's a 22 to hit for 4 piercing.
Yep, that'd do it.
Adso.
Okay, does this guy look like he has many hit points left?
No, he does not.
Okay, hey, time to go to sleep, dude.
Okay.
Oof.
17. Okay.
The boss man to sleep.
Yeah. Just so you can get out of there.
Alright. Yeah. So, Adso, as you cast this, he's looking towards Oscar. He's like, I was just kidding. I'm just gonna take a nap. And then he drops down to the ground.
Nice. Okay, my work is done.
Uskar just kind of nods to Atso.
Okay. Anything else from Adso?
Nope, I guess I'm just gonna move a little, just in case they get up this cliff.
Okay. Relevant, you're up.
I'm going to levitate because I'm tired of being chewed on.
Word. Where are you heading and how far are you going?
I am just going straight up.
Okay.
'Cause I'm tired. I just don't want to be 20 feet.
You got it. 20 feet straight up. The opportunity attack does miss. Second one, though, also misses.
They're getting raspberries blown at them.
Alright, so you are 20 feet up in the air.
Yes, and I would like to give Oscar a bardic inspiration.
Okay, it's a bonus action, right?
Yes.
Awesome. Alright.
6 still, right?
Yeah, D6.
Alright, Uskar.
Uskar is going to go to the guy who is incapacitated. Not incapacitated, but
Restrained.
restrained. And hi, kitty. I can add bardic inspiration to attack or damage, right?
Just attack.
Or do you not? Okay. There's something she gets later that I can add it to damage. Okay. Well,
I think, is that a Tasha's change? I want to say it's a Tasha's change, where you can actually add it to damage rolls now too. We don't have to do it now. We can do it later.
Yeah, I mean, if it's in a book,
Yeah,
if somebody
I
can
don't
reference
know.
a page, if somebody can reference a page for me or something, we'll get it in there.
I can track it down.
Yeah, I'm looking on.
But I don't want to hold up everything.
Yeah,
Go for it,
just
Scar.
keep.
That's fine. I will just attack. Because that's all Uskar gets to do right now.
16 hits the restrained rat.
Crack for 11. Alright. And that is all he's gonna do.
Alright.
He'll save his Bardic Inspiration.
Alistair, you're up.
Alistair, seeing his target go to sleep, will instead fire an Eldritch Blast at this rat here that looks mostly unharmed.
Okay. That certainly
And that
hits.
would be 9 points of damage, because there's no hex on him.
Alright.
I probably really should have gone for the hurt one, but oh well.
That rat does go down, though.
Ah, cool.
Oh, I totally forgot to mention this to you guys. I do roll HP, so they're not going to be fixed HPs on each of these.
Okay.
So,
That's new.
it is.
Next.
Can you guess what made me do that? Uskar?
Carver.
I could take a stab in the dark for that one.
In
Somebody
darkness. Complete
metagaming?
darkness.
Somebody metagaming stuff?
And he's not metagaming. It just like I would call it more power gaming.
I had an oath bow.
That was my fault. I gave him 2 power level
with-
magic item early.
I had an oath bow on a Gloomstalker.
Oh, good God.
So,
Yeah, it got nasty.
Yeah,
and so
I did almost 100 over 100 points of damage in one turn.
it became like the main thing to do was just to haste him. So
Oh, the
And
haste
then-
turn. With that haste turn, I did over 200 points of damage.
Yeah.
Yep.
You haste the Gloomstalker, and then you give them advantage, and
Watch things die. Aelith, one of the rats scurries up and tries to take a chunk out of your calf. It is a 16 to hit.
Yep, that meets armor class.
It is 6 piercing.
Okay.
And it is your turn.
Okay.
reroll. No, you don't need it. The entanglement does it. Oh, I was gonna see if you could reroll it, but then the entanglement has already done its job.
Yeah.
It's actually in my
yeah.
way.
So,
Yeah.
bye.
Yeah. Okay. Man, it's a bummer that this guy's right next to me. So I'm gonna have to roll with disadvantage. Unless I go. Does a character 20 feet in the air impose disadvantage? Probably not.
No.
I wouldn't think so.
Unless it was in its reach, and it's not in its reach.
Yeah. That's fine.
You want to
Actually
roll
gonna
twice?
move 1, 2, and I'm actually gonna risk the damage and step over here.
Okay. 17 on the opportunity attack for 4 piercing.
That'll do it. Okay. And now I am going to guiding bolt this guy again. Because I can.
Because I can. Oh, or maybe you can't.
Or maybe not.
Bro.
You broke it.
Wow.
Oh,
Well,
it's the macro.
Macro died.
Yeah, macro.
Oh,
died.
it's my macro.
Yeah,
Shitty.
so you just do it straight from your character sheet.
Okay, you got it. Sorry, 1 sec. Getting over there. There we go.
Oh, 22 hits.
Oh, that does hit.
So, this rat that just turned towards you and made this hissing noise as it bites out at you and takes a good chunk out of your ankle. It turns towards you, ready for a fight, feeling confident, and then takes a massive guiding bolt to the face and just is vaporized.
Yay.
So I don't get advantage, I shoot it.
Okay, so I still get my starry form attack, I believe.
Yeah.
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 I can shoot it at another creature, right? Doesn't say I can't.
Is there anything else
only
left to shoot?
sound that you all hear is very loud snoring coming from a bush in the north.
Oh, do you guys not want me to kill this guy? Because I can.
No,
Totally
I
kill this
think we
guy.
all just group together and just stab him.
Can't
don't
All
stab
at
him.
once.
We don't want to know why he's wanting to attack us.
I mean, he's
To
just a
steal it. He's a
cheap
bandit.
vagrant.
Well, he's a were-rat.
I mean, he is a rat, but
I mean, I can
Are
really
were-rats
hit it.
common here?
I don't care.
Make a history
We
check.
can
Wait,
shoot
is he-
him. We can.
Wait, is he prone right now?
He's
Do I
on the
have to
ground
check
in a bush.
He's
Was that
TKO'd.
history?
Yes, you
Was that-
do.
All right.
Was
You know
that-
what? Never mind.
Add,
I'll
so you can
drop
make a
my-
history check if you want to know if they're common in this area.
Oop.
They are in fact common in the general
Okay.
area around Baldur's Gate. You guys are only a day outside of Baldur's Gate, so yeah, they are pretty common here.
Okay, kill him.
Okay, then I'm gonna try to kill him.
Pierce him with magic.
Sad.
At disadvantage with the ranged attack.
Yep. That's a bummer. Flies over his head.
Right, flies over his head. A loud snore cracks through.
For shits and giggles, do you want to try again?
Sure.
Yeah, okay. I haven't used my coronal shift and we're
Yeah.
almost over.
I mean, I
Just
could
like-
also use my bonus or my session inspiration too.
Oh, yeah.
And make that a hit.
You could.
Try that. Try that.
Okay, it's a hit.
All right. So
It's
as
a heroic
Aelith's,
moment.
as Aelith's starry form arrow just shoots out and strikes him on the ground. He's looks up and sees this like strange thing sticking out. He's like, "What's happening?" And he looks up and sees Alistair just like up on the ledge, standing over him. Alistair, do you want to stay there?
Yeah, I'm into. I misunderstood what we were doing in the
You got
turnaround,
it.
so I thought I'd done too much.
He is
Do you need
laying
him?
on the ground.
Do you want
Does
damage
anybody
to that
else?
last
You guys can make quick work of him. Does anybody else want to take a shot at him while he's laying on the ground as he looks up at Alistair? Like,
If mine
Sure, why
hit,
not?
Yours-
if mine hit, he also took another 3 points of necrotic.
Okay, so he's just laying on the ground. Mashika, sorry, please, mercy. All right.
Oh, this is sad.
Mercy for those who want to attempt to pry on the weak.
Alistair, do you let loose with that Eldritch Blast, and Adso, do you let loose with that Firebolt?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Please, mercy. And he is just a scorch mark and a little rat man laying on his back.
Aw.
Scar searches the body.
That's
There
what you
is-
get for
That was...
messing with the A-team.
Guys, that was really cool. We totally killed his ass.
Yeah, I think we did.
This feels really weird.
You'll grow into it.
I'm just walking around like staring at my own hands right now, like.
I really hope his voice like deepens throughout the campaign.
Oh yeah. At one point, I will reach maturity during this campaign.
And this is going to be a long form campaign. It's not like some of those campaigns where the entire thing takes place over like 2 weeks. Like this is going to be years long of in-game time. So,
Awesome.
I'm excited.
Uskar, as you go through the dead were-rat's pockets, you do find 2 gold pieces, 6 silver, 12 copper, and a silvered dagger.
Yay!
Ooh, yeah. I'm gonna hold on to that for now, but that'll probably end up going to
Lucky, probably. Yeah.
Lucky. So I'll put it in my inventory, but when he comes back, he's gonna get more use out of a silver dagger than I will.
Why do you have a silver dagger? Is he aware?
Oh, I can't
No,
believe we fought rats and the cat wasn't here.
Oh,
Uh,
that is
What a
unfortunate.
wasted opportunity.
roll it back. Let's start over.
Throw the whole section out. We'll do it again next week.
When he catches up with us.
Do it all again.
Alright, everybody, but as the dust settles on this fight, and with you all one day outside of Baldur's Gate, we will go ahead and call it a session here.
Yay, that was so fun.